This is my Armattan Morphite that I built probably, was it July I think it was. I only flew it once, and because this Eachine whatever it is camera is the worst camera I have ever known in my life, I think it flew for about 30 seconds and I crashed it. Well, I don't know if you saw that, the dynamic range on the camera is absolutely crap, and I've got interference on it, although I've done everything I possibly can to actually eliminate it. It's fine hovering, as soon as you give it some throttle, I don't know. Anyway, it's back to the drawing board on that one. It flies okay, it could do with 4S I reckon, instead of just 3S. But yeah, it's okay so far. So, the one thing about these Morphites is this top plate isn't big enough to put absolutely, it's just, you can't do anything with it. So what you have to do is you have to put the battery underneath. Now I didn't even think about it, and I put the wiring underneath my loom. So when I found out, I had an email to say that there's now a top plate. So I ordered a top plate because they're only £6. So I got my top plate, but in the bag I didn't quite understand it when it turned up. I paid £6 for that, so about $10. Anyway, this is the top plate, and as you can see, it's a full size top plate. So what I'm going to do, I don't know whether to just use that one and modify that, just put the top plate on it because all the electronics are on it. I think I will, and I'll keep that for when I crash it. So I'm just going to take the camera off. It's already got, I took the wires off, did I? Yeah, I had to take the receiver out, used it for something else, and also the VTX, I took that off as well. So there's not much room, there's not much work to be done on it. I have to change that now. Here we go. So I've taken the top plate off, and I've taken this crappy camera off. Absolutely crap that thing is. No dynamic range whatsoever. So anyway, that's that done. As you can see, I took the VTX off. Can't remember what these, oh sorry, that was the receiver. So I'm going to put the VTX on the back somewhere, because that's going to go on there. So what am I going to do? The wiring I can leave on. I might put some very short legs on this just to clear the ground. So I've got a D4R, I think, I hope, to put on there. I might not have, don't know, I'll have a look. I'm going to leave the Naze Mini or whatever I don't know what you call it now. I'm going to leave that on there because that's already set up. So I just need a D4R and a VTX. Here's the only D4R2 that I've got. And can you see that there is supposed to be the antenna connector? There's one of them. That's supposed to be the other one. Now I haven't got any of them connectors. I'm the only one on the face of the earth who can break one of them off. One of the UFO connectors. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder directly to that. I have got some proper antennas for these, so I can use one on there. And then I've got these, got loads of these. So I'm just going to cut one off and make my own. Know what I mean, Harry? The other thing I'm going to be using, I may as well fit a micro MinimOSD on there. And the Eachine, whatever you, I don't even know how you pronounce it. The ET200 I'm going to fit on there as well. Here we go. You're probably not even going to be able to see this. Where is it? You can see how I've soldered it directly to the board. So there's one, that's the active element part, and there's your ground. So all I've done, excuse me, with antennas, you have this piece on the end here, and this piece is actually the active part. That is the antenna. That is just an extension piece to go to the end of the antenna. That's the active part. So if you break an antenna, it doesn't really matter how long it is, as long as that bit, all you do is you take the shielding off, you take the outer core, the PVC core off, covering, and then there's a shielding on the inside, you just take that off as well, and you just leave the insulator, well no, it's not an insulator, sorry, it's just a protector. So there you go. That one's a bit shorter, but don't care. I don't know why with these things they always put the wrong bloody connector on. If you can see that. So Fatshark antennas don't fit. So what I've got is these, which are the other polarity. I can never remember these are SMA or RPSMA. So I've got to change that and put that one on it. Right, I'll change that. So now I can put a Fatshark on it. I think I'm just going to leave this. It's going to be sitting outside like that. I'm not really bothered about these things. If it gets broken, you know, it doesn't really matter because they're only 15 quid, I think it was, or a tenner. So that's done. Well, I've had to use one of these Fatshark 700 cameras, which are metal. They're heavy, but I've had no choice because I haven't got anything else, and I'm not spending any more money on these things. So I couldn't mount it in there because it's too high. I've put the camera on. That is the only place it'll fit. I've run the wires underneath. Obviously the antenna is going to go on the back there. And the only wires that I need to go off the top plate are just these two now. So I can start working on the main frame now. I am so confused. I had this thing wired up. So I started here, I've got motor 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now I've fired it up and only the two right hand motors work. But if I change it to a hex, and put motor 5 and 6, they work. So anyway, I was looking through the instructions, all the manuals and God knows what else, and there's no real instructions for this old board now. But I found out that motor 1 is there, motor 2 is underneath, 3 and 4. So I'm really confused. But it works now and they're all in the right direction, so... But it flew before I had it, so is it just me? Have they changed something and not told anyone? Or did I have it configured different? I don't know. So that's done. And my alarm's going off. Done that. It flies. Tried it in the living room. Big battery. That battery is actually two 3S 1000 milliamp 35C batteries in parallel. But yeah, it lifts it fine actually. I'm quite amazed. It's probably about, I don't know, 40% throttle I think it is. So I'm not putting a camera as such on this because there's just nowhere to put it. I haven't got a camera small enough. The only way I could put it is underneath, but I'm not going to bother putting feet on it. Can't be bothered. Well, I can be bothered. Yeah, I don't want to. So I've got to change these. I absolutely detest these bloody connectors now. Really do. So I've got to change those. But yeah, it flies. That motor's a bit rough. The bearing's knackered in it. I think I've only crashed it once. There you go. It's nice and clean inside, look. Quite happy with that. So on the front there, where is it? In the front there you'll see the MinimOSD. And then we've got the Afro Mini in the middle. And then we've got the D4RII receiver. And then in the back there's a regulator with the toroid to stop interference. And then under there we've got the ET200 VTX, which you can see there. And that thing there is just the programming port for the nays, the Afro nays mini what's it thing. Know what I mean? Stop saying that, Tony. There you go. Can't wait for the summer. Really can't wait for the summer. It's going to be just as good as last year. I know it is. If anyone wants this camera from the UK, no one abroad please, because it's just going to cost too much. If anyone wants it, drop a comment below and I'll get in touch with you. The first one to ask for it gets it free of charge. I'll pop it in the post for you and you can try it just to see if it's just me